Hey guys, welcome. This is Nancy.Yang at Remax Results, and I have a special guest today. We're actually going to be doing a showcase here on Lennar Homes in Lino Lakes, right here in Minnesota. And Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself, what you do, your role, and we can kind of dive into Lennar and learn all more about it.
Well, thank you, Nancy. I am a new home consultant for Lennar Homes. So if you guys are bringing clients in, I'm the one that meets them and greets them and lets them know how the whole construction process works. A lot of people are intimidated by how the construction process goes. I think they got to hire an architect and bring their own plans and find their own vendors. That's not the case. We make it very easy here. It's turnkey. So you just need to show up. I'll show you the floor plans and show you what options are available, and we build the home for you.
Awesome. Well, I heard that here in Lino Lakes, it's one of the largest communities that you're building, correct?
You're correct. So this is the largest community that Lennar has going in the Twin Cities right now, and 864 homes total.
Wow, that's amazing.
Four total parks. We have a 3.5-mile trail system. So I always joke you can do a 5K run through the community without ever leaving the community. Community pool, community clubhouse. My apologies. Yeah, it's an amazing community.
Yeah, and I really love how it's super easy right off the highway. You can jet right down 35E, commuting to downtown St. Paul. And so it was like super quick and easy drive from coming here from Woodbury. And, so tell me what because it seems like, is it primarily single family homes, or do you have both single family and townhomes?
We have a little bit of everything. So we have single family homes, we have villas, we have ramblers, we have townhomes.
So something for everybody.
Something for everybody, multi-generational. You can move in here as somebody right out of college, and you could retire in this community if you'd like, so.
Oh, that's great. And so with all the different trails and things like that, is there an HOA, like a homeowners association, that homeowners would be required to pay?
Yep, you're correct. So whether you're in the townhomes or in the single families, you are going to have an HOA. You are going to be contributing to the association fees of the maintenance of the parks, the trails, and things like that. But on top of that, things like your trash and recycling are also included in that HOA.
Okay.
So regardless, the fees change depending on which lineup of homes you purchase, but you will be paying into an HOA.
Okay. All right, great. So Rick, I want you to wow me. I'm driving around, I see the flags, and I pull into the association, or I pull into the neighborhood. And, I just come in kind of just completely green and don't really understand the process. What would we go through? What's your normal process?
Well, the thing that I like to do first is show the people the homes that we have. So we have 3 different model homes in the community that you can walk through, and they're in different lineups or series or collections of homes that we have. And I like to get the feedback from the clients as we take them through, and it really kind of sets a tone for what direction you guys or what your clients are looking for to go, and what kind of homes they're leaning towards, whether it be traditional 2-story or modified split level or even a villa. And then I show them all the different floor plans that we have in those lineups. I typically walk them through options and home sites and things like that they could choose from. And then I kind of say, hey, go home and think about it.
Sure. Okay, great. Yeah, so tell me, since obviously, you do this every day, what are you seeing for the typical family? What is the most popular, style, maybe 2-story home that you're finding now?
If I was to add up all the different sales in our different collections right now, I would be willing to bet we're very even, whether it be a traditional 2-story or a split level. I bet the sales would be within 1 or 2, to be honest with you.
Interesting.
So I really wouldn't say that we have a favorite as far as floor plans go. The one that we're in right now, our traditional 2-story Lewis.
Okay.
We also have another model that's a Donovan split level or modified split level home. I feel like we cheat when we have a model home where people can walk through it and really see it and imagine themselves in there. It's almost like we're cheating. It feels like those are typically our more popular options for sure. So.
Oh, sure. So if someone decides, in an initial consultation with you, okay, I really like this style. Do you typically start off with getting them pre-approved right away, or do you ask for a little bit of earnest money, to get the process started? And
Gotcha.
How does
Very
that work?
good question. So the way that I like to start is I definitely prefer for somebody to be pre-approved, but they don't need to be. We have a 30-day contingency built into our contracts to allow those guys to, if somebody wants to purchase, to go in and get pre-approval afterwards. So if they want to lock in their home site, lock in their pricing.
So nobody else buys it, right?
Yep, correct. And a lot of people want to do that. The market's been very exciting as of late. So if somebody wants to lock it in, we actually have a 30-day financing contingency built in, so they can go in and get that figured out afterwards. And then if they couldn't find a lender, we would refund their earnest money in that scenario. But it's obviously nicer for somebody to come in that's pre-approved. Otherwise, you can always go through our lender as well too to get pre-approval. So that's how that part works.
So I'd like to know, what are some incentives maybe that you guys are? I mean, do you guys have any special incentives that you run? Do those change kind of yearly? I've heard sometimes that they're kind of coincide with maybe creative homes, or do you feel like you're just selling them so fast right now that you don't need to offer any incentives? I mean,
you are right. Incentives typically change monthly with Lennar, so we do. They're also change per community as well too.
Sure.
So, like for example, right now we have a option selection. So if you come in and you purchase your home, we don't put you on the spot to pick all your options and colors that day because it could be a little bit overwhelming. You do have to, or we give you a 7-day grace period to pick all those options. And as long as you get those all picked within that 7-day grace period, we will give you a $1,000 credit. We also have some incentives tied to our lender as well too. So if you end up choosing to use our in-house lender, Lennar Mortgage, we do offer some incentives tied to the use of our lender. So they change monthly. To be honest with you, they could change even bi-monthly. They change from time to time. So.
Okay, excellent. So what I was really after in this little mini series, like I was telling you about, that we're trying to do, is I want to be able to tell my viewers, our audience, residents here, in Minnesota, what really differentiates like kind of the Lennar process, or even just like the quality of home, or and I know you were on the production side of things for quite a while, so you maybe would know some more of the ins and outs that maybe the average representative wouldn't know, right?
So Lennar built a lot of homes. It's in our best interest to build them right. I did spend quite a bit of time on the production side, and I can tell you, not all builders are created equal. And working with Lennar, it's quite obvious that they're here to do things right. They're typically on the cutting edge as far as like energy codes. We were on top of those before energy codes were even adopted into the state of Minnesota, which is a very important part. It's one of the big reasons people like to go towards new construction, is because newer homes are typically more energy efficient. As far as Lennar and the whole construction process, we do simplify things. Like I said at the beginning here, a lot of people think they have to come in and pick their architect and make all these selections. It's going to be so time consuming. We understand that the buyers have a job to do as well, and we're turnkey here. So come in, tell us what home you want, pick some of the options that we have, but that's something that we do different. We make it really easy. Everything goes through me. I handle the clients. I'm kind of the quarterback of the team as we go through the construction process.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't sit here to pick every single thing in your home. I'm going to say, hey, this is the included features in your home. Okay. And that's another thing Lennar does really good. Like, we don't sit here and say, that's an option, that's an option, that's an option. And I'm not knocking other builders. That's what we used to do. But we got to the point where we didn't want to sit here and nickel, dime on every single option. So when you come into one of our model homes, it's going to be a really good representation of what you're getting for the money. And sure, there'll be a few options in there, and I can easily point those few options out to you before we even move any farther. So that's one of the things that I really like about Lennar, and I think the feedback that I've got from our buyers has been very positive about not having to sit here and pick every little thing. We're going to say, hey, this is what's included in the home. And I tell everybody, even if you didn't put any options in your home, you're going to have a beautiful home.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that, because I would say sometimes we tour a model home and it's kind of confusing, because we'll see like beautiful quartz countertops, maybe
standard with Lennar.
Yep, exactly, which is great. I mean, it's all included now, whereas before they would say, well, if you want to save a little money, we could do laminate, right? And you could upgrade later. And then granite is more, and then quartz is even like the most expensive. So then all of a sudden you'd have kind of this base price, and then it just starts at every little thing starts adding up. So I believe what I had seen kind of in your showroom when I was walking around is you kind of have like a standard, right? And then like a premium. But when you upgrade to the next level, everything's upgraded, right? So that includes like flooring and doors and even hardware, I think, right?
A little bit more complicated for this series. I guess I'd say we have different levels of finish. For example, the home that we're in right now is a designer finish. I've noticed a lot of people don't even need to upgrade to the next level just because they walk in and go,
this is perfect.
It's amazing. which is a good thing. We have in some of our collections, we started a designer light fit and finish, which is again a beautiful fit and finish for our homes. I'm a designer light guy, but just not all the bells and whistles that would come with the designer level finish. And I normally, as I sit down with the clients and I do a price out with them, I like to listen to what they're picking as far as options go. So
Sure.
if they constantly are, if they're picking these a la carte options that maybe come at the designer level, I'm going to eventually say, hey, you might be a candidate to bump up
So
to
you would
that
recommend
designer level.
that.
Yep, and there's plenty of people that maybe aren't picking those options, and I'll still say, hey, this is an option just so you're aware of it, but maybe not the option for you guys.
Sure.
So.
And here and there, I actually hear some worry from buyers where they think, well, how do I know what's going to look good together? I mean, I'm assuming what you guys put together. It's all designer colors. It all flows together. The trim, the flooring, the colors.
Yes. And that's on purpose. We have amazing design team here at Lennar. So back in the day, we used to make you pick your flooring color, your wall colors, all that stuff. Nowadays, when you come in and you purchase your home, we have color packages that were put together by our interior designers that know their colors.
So it all is going to flow together perfect.
Now, don't get me wrong. You can still mess it up. You still have to pick your countertop colors, your cabinet colors, other options in the home. But ultimately, it's hard to make a mistake with us. So it's it's all back to our design team that put the package together. So it sticks with the trends that are going on right now. And yes, I walk into a home and you just don't see any mistakes nowadays.
What is the average, what are you seeing commonly requested for the most? Just maybe high level, kind of like shiny light things.
I would say probably one of the more common things that just doesn't come standard with Lennar that I see most people putting in would be the option right behind us, which is a fireplace.
Awesome. Okay.
Painted cabinets is a really popular option. So like if you pick one of our stained options, it's included in the price of the home, but if you bump up to the painted, just a little bit more expensive cabinet. So we do have an upcharge for that.
Sure.
Those are a couple of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Irrigation used to be an option, but everybody was picking it. Lennar made it standard now. So now
that's awesome. That's usually $4,000 extra.
Yep, you're correct. That's all built into the base price of the home now.
Do you feel that painted cabinets are still going to be in style for a while? I mean, do you see a lot of requests for that still?
I hope so, considering mine are painted. But with that being said, I do. So whites, grays, blues. I mean, there's some trendier colors, and I'm one of those guys that likes to follow the trends, I guess. But ultimately, classic white never seems to go out of style. I'd say that's probably one of the more popular.
So that's really safe option, guys. And so in this community here in Lino Lakes, could you maybe give us an idea, a ballpark of maybe what does an average villa go for, a townhome, and then maybe just a single family home, so we can have a range of, of the price points in this neighborhood.
I'll start with the villas. We just opened up that collection, so I really don't have a good basis to work off of, but I'd be willing to bet you probably end up right around the 450 to 500 price point on there, just depending on what you do for options. Again, it's really up to the buyers. As far as single family homes go, you could be under 4 if you'd like, just depending on if you mind your P's and Q's on the options. And we have some homes that go up above 600,000. Like I said, it kind of goes back to the multi-generational. We got so many options in this community. You can really hit just about any price point here. So the last one was the townhomes. Townhomes, you will be in the 3s, but anywhere from low to mid 3s on the townhomes.
Okay, wonderful. And then with the villas, are these essentially, do they have basements or no basements?
Yep, our villas do. But with that being said, we got a bunch of options in here. You can do slab on grade homes. You can do ramblers that are in our single family portion of the community. So you would still be cutting your own grass, shoveling your own driveway. But if you're not looking for your own maintenance, you want somebody to handle the maintenance for you, that's when you go into the villas. And our villas do come with basements out here, 2-car and 3-car. Again, we truly have so many options. I'd be blown away if we couldn't find something that would work for your clients.
Perfect. So yeah, because I feel like villas are really trending, just because it's like a townhome where essentially you're still taken care of, but at the same time you still, you're not sharing a wall with someone, and you have your own space, you have your own yard and all of that.
When you drive past it, you'd assume it's a single family home until you see somebody cutting the grass and shoveling their driveway.
Yeah, awesome. Well, guys, that's it. This is all you needed to know about the watermark community in Lino Lakes, with, of course, Lennar being the wonderful builder out here. If you have any questions, feel free to message me below, and we'll shoot all of those questions right over here to Rick. He's the go-to guy in this neighborhood.